There is a little valley known as Sleepy Hollow, tucked away beyond the hills and folds of upstate New York. The place holds a certain quality, as if settled by the mists and autumn dusk itself, a region so quiet, so cloaked in shadows and legend, that even the very air seems woven from the dreams of long ago. Travelers who pass nearby speak of a drowsy, spellbound feeling, a pleasant languor that creeps into their bones. The villagers here, practical and sturdy folk, abide by old superstitions, and none is repeated more than the tale of the Headless Horseman. It is in this peculiar village that Ichabod Crane arrives, a tall and lanky schoolmaster with an air of dignified eccentricity. Crane is not a local. His knowledge comes less from frontier experience than from books, and his inquisitive mind hungers for curiosity and a morsel of gossip alike. He rents a room at the home of a farmer, and with his sharp eyes and sharper appetite, he soon becomes a familiar face at every hearth. The townspeople Mrs. Van Tassel with her bustling kitchen, old Mr. Baltus and his tailies, and a circle of laborers with faces bronzed by the sun regale him with stories. Chief among them is the haunted history of Sleepy Hollow. They tell of the Headless Horseman, a Hessian soldier said to have lost his head to a stray cannonball in some nameless battle, cursed to ride each night in search of what was lost. Sometimes, they say, his black charger thunders along the hilly backroads. Sometimes the horseman is seen glaring at a crossroad, or gliding through the mists along the old bridge near the churchyard, forever seeking his head. Ichabod listens raptly, drawing the villagers into ever more extravagant detail. The lines between fact and fancy, between memory and myth, blur for him in the smoky candlelight. The farmer's house creaks at night, and an owl's cry stirs more than once the sensation of being watched from beyond the window pane. Though awkward and ungainly, Ichabod soon catches the eyes and suspicions of the townsfolk by courting the daughter of the wealthy farmer, Katrina Van Tassel. She is clever, mischievous, admired in the village, and her inheritance is the envy of every bachelor. Brom Van Brunt, broad-shouldered, dark-eyed, full of laughter and mischief, emerges as Ichabod's chief rival for her hand. Brom is a favorite in the village, a man whose playful pranks and strong arm have earned both friends and wary respect. In time, the rivalry takes on a tone as shadowy as the hollow's dusk. Brom's practical jokes become more pointed. Ichabod's anxious glances over his shoulder grow more frequent. The villagers, knowing and secretive, say nothing but watch the contest unfold. The story comes to a head one harvest night in autumn when Baltus Van Tassel throws a feast at his farmstead. The air is thick with the scent of cider and roasting meat, and the old beams of the farmhouse ring with song and laughter. As the evening deepens, the guests gather near the hearth to trade tales. The legend of the horseman grows in the telling, his eyes glowing like embers, his galloping mount, the chilling quest for a head. Ichabod, spine tingling, sets homeward beneath the crescent moon, glancing nervously at every wind-blown branch. The village slips behind him, and the world narrows to the hollow road edged by ancient trees, their limbs clawing at the path and the mist curling thick in the moonlight. A trickle of fear runs down his back as he approaches the old wooden bridge by the churchyard, a place where, it is said, the horseman is seen most often. Suddenly, out of the gloom hoof-beats thunder. A massive shape looms from the mist, horse and rider dark against the pale moon, the rider headless, brandishing something at his side. Ichabod spurs his borrowed horse, the bridge ahead glittering with dew. There is a rush, a jangle of nerves, the sense of something terrible chasing, closing, until at last Ichabod flies across the bridge. At dawn, the villagers find only Ichabod's hat and a shattered pumpkin by the bridge. The schoolmaster has vanished without a trace. Some believe he fled, too frightened to return. Others whisper that the horseman took his soul, claiming a new head for his nightly ride. Brom Van Brunt, it is said, winks at the tale and laughs, but his laughter never quite reaches his eyes, and so the valley remains unchanged. The wind sighs through the pines and stirs the mist over the churchyard. The legend endures, woven into the marrow of Sleepy Hollow, where on certain autumn nights, the echo of phantom hoofbeats remind all who dwell there that the boundaries between waking and dream are thin indeed.